Okay, dears. So today we are going to talk about present simple and present continuous. We are going to talk about the differences between present simple and present continuous. We have talked about present simple like 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago. We talked about present continuous too. And today we are just going to make a quick review and we are going to talk about the difference between these two verbal tenses, okay? So, we are going to begin with present simple. So tell me guys, what do you remember of present simple? What is that? What is present simple, babies? What do you remember? Look at your notes and the things that we have been working with and let me know. What do you remember of present simple? Nothing. Oh my god. No me hagan preocupar. What is present simple? What is that? Okay, I am going to hear Majo Vélez and then Samuel. So Majo.
We use present simple to explain habits or something that we do so often.
Okay, to talk about habits that we have, daily routines and so on. Very good. Samu.
Yes, Miss, I remember the singer Vélez, and I remember that the structure is like the person, then the the verb the verb to be, yes, and finally the normal verb.
Ok, so in this case it is not verb to be. Aquí no vas a usar verbo to be con otro verbo. Si usas verbo to be es para decir she is my friend. A fact. To talk about a fact. Cuando usamos verbo to be es como para hablar de un hecho. But yeah, it is not like that and the complement. So you just, okay, let's talk about the structure. The structure subject, the verb in the normal way, and the complement. I wake up at 10 a.m. That's it. I play the piano. She likes watching TV. Okay, so be careful, for example, when you talk about the third person because of the final S and so on. But in general, present simple to talk about habits, to talk about daily routines, to talk about facts, and we are going to review this. Please take notes. If you didn't take notes like when the first time I explained, please take notes now. Si no tomaste notas la primera vez que expliqué, vas a tomarlas hoy, okay? So let's begin with present simple. So, let's talk about the use. We use the present simple when something is generally or always true. Cuando algo es generalmente verdad o todo el tiempo verdad. So, people need food. Two and two make four. Who can give me another example? Something that is generally or always true. Give me another example. For example, something with the sky. Think about the sky and give me an example by using present simple. The sky. What is the color of the sky, guys? Green? Is the sky green, babies?
Blue.
Blue. So, Danny, how can you say el cielo es azul in English? How can you do it, Danny?
The sky is blue.
That's it. The sky is blue. Eso es presente simple. ¿Por qué? Porque usamos el presente simple para hablar de algo que es generalmente o siempre es verdad. So, people need food, two and two make four, the sky is blue, the birds can fly or the birds fly, I am a student. Can you see? So, things that are generally or always true. Questions about this first use of present simple, babies? This one?
No. Pero no lo vayas a pasar todavía.
No, I'm not. Se lo vamos a mover un poquito, don't worry. It's this one. So, that's use number one. Use number two. We use present simple for a situation we think is more or less permanent. What is the meaning of more or less? Más o menos. So we use it to talk about a situation that we think is more or less permanent. It is not 100% permanent. We have no idea if this is going to be like this all the time, but is more or less permanent. So let's take a look to the example. She works in a bank. My sister lives with my parents. En este momento de la vida, esa persona está trabajando en un banco. En este momento de la vida, mi hermana está viviendo con mis papás. So she works in a bank. My sister lives with my parents. Do you think, guys, that this is going to be something forever? Do you think that she is going to be working in a bank her entire life? Maybe not. Do you think that my sister or that this person is going to be living with the parents the entire life? Maybe not. Can you see? Posiblemente no. But in this moment, that is something usual, that is something more or less permanent in that life. Eso es algo más o menos permanente en esa vida. So we use present simple to talk about a situation more or less permanent. We can have another example. For example, you can say, I study at Los Alpes School. Yo pregunto, esto es algo permanente y algo usual en su vida en este momento, ¿verdad? Pero ¿va a ser algo para siempre? ¿Van a estudiar para siempre en los Alpes, chicos? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes? Your entire life? ¿Toda la vida vas a estudiar en los Alpes?
No.
No. It is something permanent now, in this moment, and maybe it is going to be something permanent for, I don't know, 2 or 3 years. But in one moment you have to leave the school and you have to go to the university. So in that moment your permanent situation is going to change. Pero mientras sea algo que estás viviendo, algo que es permanente en tu vida en este momento, vas a usar presente simple. Questions up to this point? No?
No.
Okay. I am going to move the first use. Boom. The next use. We use present simple to talk about habits. Look at this, the things that you were saying. To talk about habits or things that we do regularly. We often use adverbs of frequency. Do you remember the adverbs of frequency? ¿Se acuerdan que les había dicho yo que era eso? Adverbs of frequency. What is that? Adverbios de frecuencia, teacher, sí, obviamente. Pero ¿para qué usamos eso? Adverbs of frequency, to talk about what?
Things, ¿cómo se dice?
You can do it, Danny. Things that what? No? Okay.
Es que no sé decirlo en inglés, profe, pero sí que...
Try to do it. You can do it. Things to. I can help you. Okay, Samuel is going to help you. Samuel, adverbs of frequency. What is that? When do we use it?
We use that. We use them when we talk about the habits and things that we do frequently.
Okay, so adverbs of frequency to talk about the frequency that you have to do something. Los usas para hablar de la frecuencia con la que haces algo. Look at the name, no se me confunden, el mismo nombre les dice qué es. So for example, often, always, sometimes. What is the meaning of often? What do you remember? What is often? What is often? What do you remember of this? Very good. What about always?
Siempre.
And what about sometimes?
A veces.
A veces. So, in this case, guys, you can use, for example, every Sunday, twice a month, every week, once per week. como para hablar del tiempo en el que lo haces, la frecuencia con la que lo haces. So don't forget to talk about habits or things that we do regularly. Let's check the examples. I play tennis every Tuesday. Puede que no sea algo que haces todos los días, pero sí every Tuesday. I don't travel very often. Yo no viajo muy seguido. So look at this. Don't. Here we have the first clue of our auxiliary verb. So we have two auxiliary verbs in present simple. Which are those two auxiliary verbs? You know it. Do and what?
Das.
Do and does. Very good. Do and does. So look at these guys. When you have habits or something that is regular in your life. I play tennis every Tuesday. I go to the school 3 times a week. I go to the church on Sundays. Or you can say I visit my mother every day.
Month.
Tell me, Nico.
Tuesday and month.
Twice a month. Very good. So, Nico, you can say, I play drums twice a month. Yo toco la batería 2 veces al mes, twice a month. Can you see, when you are talking about habits, when you are talking about something that you usually do, ahí cuando tienes hábitos, rutinas, cositas así, vas a usar presente simple. No lo olvides. Questions up to this point? No? Ok, esto ya lo sabían. Let's continue. There is another use. I am going to move the screen. We can also use the present simple for short actions that are happening now. Pilas con este, no se me vayan a confundir. Son acciones pero que están pasando ahorita, sí, pero son muy cortas, tan cortas, tan cortas, tan cortas, que no tienes tiempo de decir que tuvo continuidad. Okay? So, the actions are so short that they are finished almost as soon as you said the sentence. This is often used with a sports commentary. Don't forget this. I told you this when I explained present simple. These expressions are so short that the action begins and finishes almost at the same time. Es como que empieza y termina prácticamente al mismo tiempo. This is super common when we are talking about the sports. So let's take a look to the example. He takes the ball, he runs down the wing, and he scores. So let's imagine a match. Let's imagine, I don't know, let's imagine a football match. Now that we have been talking about the sports. Let's imagine a football match. You have the commentarist, and he's saying like, he takes the ball. Él no puede decir he is taking the ball, porque el señor no va cogiendo la pelota y la sigue tomando y lo sigue haciendo, no. La toma, corre, la lanza. Es como que apenas lo toma, ya la acción se acabó, ya no la está tomando más, ya está corriendo. Y apenas está corriendo, ya no está corriendo más, ya se va y anota. ¿Sí se dan cuenta? So, you can use present simple for short actions that are happening now. Short actions, actions that are so short that they finish almost as soon as you say it, as you say the sentence. Questions about this use of present simple, babies? Okay, so I am going to give you some seconds to take notes. Are you taking notes, right?
Esa pregunta es ahora. Entiendo.
Sí, cómo no.
Eh,
Okay, so 30 seconds to take notes. Go ahead. Take notes and then we are going to continue. Okay, ready or no yet?
No, yes.
Okay, keep going, don't worry. Ready, babies? Or no yet?
Ready.
Ready, great. What about the others? Ready?
Ready.
Okay, so let's continue, guys. We have some uses by now, so don't forget. When something is generally or always true, when we have a more or less permanent situation, for habits or things that we do regularly, or for short actions that are happening now. Let's continue now. Now we are going to talk a bit about the form. How can you do it? So let's begin with the affirmative form. Let's go with Juan D. Can you please help me reading this part of the slide? Juan D.
Yes.
Go, go, go.
Form. Affirmative. The present tense is the base of the verb, but the third person singular. She, he, it. We add and is. My brother and I play piano on Saturdays. Carmela plays the piano on Saturday.
Thank you, Juan D. So, my dears, in affirmative, don't forget that you have to use your subject, your verb in infinitive, and your complement. But when you have the third person, he, she, it, cuando tienes la tercera persona, he, she o it, you have to add a final s. El día que les expliqué presente simple les di algunas excepciones con ese final. Entonces, porfa, la revisan. Don't forget, if it finishes with x, yes. With o, yes. With, I don't know, ch, yes. Acuérdense cómo poner, pero usualmente ese final. Nico, do you have questions?
Voy a decir completo porque Juan Andrés dijo a una parte mal.
Okay, go.
Mative. The present tense is the base form of the verb, but with the third person singular, she, he, it, we, an.
Okay.
She. My
Yeah.
brother and I play the piano on Saturday. Cameron plays the piano on Saturday.
Thank you, Nico. Thank you very much. So, yes, as Juandi and Nico said, it is important, guys, to be careful with the structure. Entonces, miremos, por ejemplo, esto. My brother and I play the piano on Saturdays. So, you have a specific time because this is a daily, not a daily routine, but a routine. This is an habit, but these are two, my brother and I, two people. What happened here? Carmela plays the piano on Saturday. Don't forget that with third person he, she, it, you have to add final s. Pilas con eso, que no se les olvide nunca que con la tercera persona final s, ¿ok? Questions up to this point? Okay. Do you need time to take notes? No?
No.
Okay.
No, okay.
Great. So let's continue with the negative form. Okay, Danny, can you please help me reading this part?
Okay. Negative. We use do and does to make negatives. With the present simple, we use doesn't for the third person singular. she, he, it, and don't for the others. After those, we don't add es to the verb.
Thank you. No, continue. My brother and I.
My brother and I don't play the piano on Saturdays. Camila doesn't play the piano on Saturdays.
Thank you. So, look at these guys. First of all, you need to know that you have two auxiliary verbs. Do and does. I know that you know that. Do and does are super extremely important. We use do and does to make negatives with the present simple. How are you going to do it? You can say do not, does not, or you can say don't, doesn't. ¿Preguntas hasta ahí? Okay. Don't forget that does is for the third person. He, she, it. And do is for the other ones. So guys, when you are adding do or does, when you are adding your auxiliary verb, it is not necessary to add the final s to the verb. Remember that, no se les vaya a olvidar eso. Si tienes el auxiliar, ya lo habíamos visto, pero si tienes el auxiliar, no le pones ese final al verbo, simplemente pones el verbo común y corriente. So look at the example. My brother and I, two people, don't play the piano on Saturdays. As you have two people, as this is plural, you are going to use don't or do not. But what happened with Carmela? Carmela is just one person, is part of the third person, is a girl. So Carmela doesn't, oh my gosh, Carmela doesn't play the piano on Saturdays. Give me a second, okay. Can you see? Carmela doesn't do it. Pero como tengo mi auxiliar, el verbo está como común y corriente, así, like común y corriente. Play, 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 play. Can you see? Because the one who is changing is my auxiliary verb. Questions about the negative structure? No?
No.
Do you need time to take notes?
Sí.
Yes, in English, please. So, okay, so some seconds to take notes. Go ahead. Okay, please let me know as soon as you are ready.
Ready.
Ready? What about the others? Ready?
¿Puedo decir las palabras que dicen abajo? My brother and I don't play the piano on Saturday. Camera don't play the piano on Saturdays.
Okay, thank you, Nico. Let's continue now with the next part. Don't forget, don't and doesn't. Do and does our auxiliary verbs. And as those are our auxiliary verbs, we are going to use it once again here with questions. Okay? So, do you want to read, Nico?
Yes.
Attack.
As in the negative form in question, does she, he, it is used at the beginning if there is any WHQ, we put it in the first positive on, so does goes to the second position. Do we play the piano on Saturday? We does Cameron play the piano.
Okay, thank you, baby. So look at these guys. In the negative form, as Nico was saying, in the negative form and with questions, we have to use our auxiliary verbs once again. So do and does. And this is used at the very beginning. Acuérdense que hacemos switch. Ya no vamos a tener sujeto, verbo auxiliar, sino verbo auxiliar sujeto. But there is a moment when we have to change that, and it's that when we have a WH question. Cuando tienes una pregunta con WH, the idea is that you are going to put the WH question in the beginning and then you are going to continue with the normal structure of the question. So let's take a look of the examples. Do we play the piano on Saturdays? Aquí no hay pregunta con WH, así que solamente hacemos el switch, solamente hacemos el cambio y ponemos el auxiliar de primeras. Do we play the piano on Saturdays? But what about this one? When does Carmela play the piano? Look at this, ya quiero saber cuándo lo hace. When does Carmela play the piano? As I have a WH question, that is going to be the first thing that I put. When, my auxiliary verb, my subject, my verb in infinitive, and my complement. Questions about how to make questions. Preguntas sobre cómo hacer preguntas.
No.
No.
Sí, las gemas para destruir las gemas. No.
Tell me, Danny.
No.
No? Okay, do you need time to take notes, guys? No?
No.
Okay. So we are going to continue now. The structure. Let's review finally this. What are you going to do? I am going to play this video for you. Les voy a poner un video. And I want you to take notes of the things that Mr. Bean is doing. Okay? Van a tomar nota como he wakes up, he takes a bath, he bla bla bla. So you are going to take notes in present simple. Van a tomar notas de lo que él hace en presente simple, okay? Because this is a daily routine. This is a routine of this guy. Take as many notes as you can. Take as many notes as possible, okay? Questions about the activity that we are going to do to reinforce present simple? So, Pachito, what are you going to do? Pachito, what are you going to do? Can you please tell me what are you going to do?
We're gonna see the video and then do ¿cómo se dice? A guide. Bueno, algo así como a guide.
No, eso no vamos a hacer. ¿Cómo no? Eso no es lo que vamos a hacer. ¿Qué vamos a hacer, Samu?
Tenemos que como que escribir lo que don Mr. Bean hace en presente simple.
So, you are going to watch the video and you are going to take notes. Van a tomar notas. At the end of the video, we are going to share our ideas, okay? So, here we go. Okay, guys, what can you tell me? Did you take notes? So tell me. Samu.
Yes.
Okay, Samu, tell me.
Well, miss, so Mr. Beans wakes up with a water. He shapes his face. He goes to the dentist. He changes his clothes in the car. He brushes his teeth while he's in the car. and no more.
Okay. Someone else? What about your notes? I want to hear the notes even if it's the same. Danny.
Okay, entonces digo lo que le puse, ¿no? Okay, Mr. Bean wake up. Mr. Bean is shaving. Mr. Bean is dancing. Mr. Bean is driving to the work. And this.
Y me las copiaste todas en progresivo. Is driving, is climbing, is getting dressed. The only one that be careful because the only one that you wrote in simple is Mr. Bean wakes up. But good, very good, Danny. Anybody
No,
else?
eran unos ejemplos.
No, don't worry. Anybody else? Did you talk? Did you take something else? Any other note? Something else that you want to add? Because he did a lot of things. Yeah, Samu, very good actually. Someone else, guys? Did you write something else or no more? For example, Sari, did you take notes? Did you write some ideas, Sari? So tell me. Tell me your notes, Sari. Okay. I don't know, Pachito, did you take notes?
Yes, but are that like the same idea that the notes of Samu?
It doesn't matter. Tell me, please. I want to hear how you wrote it.
Okay. Wait one moment, I open. Okay. Mr. Bean wakes up late. Mr. Bean see the hour and wait.
Lo llamaron.
Mr. Bean see the paper and know that he's going late to his medical appointment. Mr. Bean brush their teeth in the car and no more.
Okay, so Pachito, be careful with final S. Mr. Bean sees, Mr. Bean washes, Mr. Bean, yeah? Don't forget that this is third person.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, guys, so let's continue now. This was just a short activity to practice. Questions about the use of present simple? Questions about this? About the use? Or maybe about the form? Great, so we are going to continue now. Give me a second. Oh God, I'm sorry. My presentation is moving a lot. Okay, let's go with present continuous. What do you remember, guys, of present continuous? What is that? What did we say? Majo, tell me.
Well, we use present continuous to explain an action that is happening like at the moment, right now. Something that, it's happening right now in this time. Like, for example, now I'm explaining what's present continuous or something like that.
Okay, so yeah, when we are using present continuous, that means that we are talking about something that is happening right now, in this moment, something that is in progress, okay? So we are going to talk a bit about it. We are going to review this really fast. Give me a second. So, let's talk about the use. Let's begin with this. We use the present continuous for things that are happening at the moment of speaking. They are not finished when we are talking about them. So guys, as Majo was saying, things that happen right now, cosas que están pasando ahorita, que no se han acabado en el momento en el que estamos hablando. So look at this. I am working at the moment. Julie is sleeping. I am teaching the class. You are paying attention. We are studying English. Who can give me another example? Something that is happening in this moment. Who can tell me?
You are speaking?
You are speaking English. Very good. What else? Samu.
The teacher is recording the call. The meet, sorry.
The teacher is recording the call or the class. The teacher is recording the class. Very good. Any other example? Let's try to make an example with notes. Taking notes. How can you say it? Yo estoy tomando notas. Yo estoy tomando apuntes. How can you say that? Tell me, Samu.
Teacher.
I'm taking notes now.
I am taking notes now. Danny, questions?
No, solo quería decir eso, pero bueno.
Oh, don't worry. You will have more chances to do it. Don't worry. Okay, so can you see, guys, things that are happening right now, things that are happening in the moment, and so on. Okay? Questions about this first use? No. Easy peasy. Use number 2. We can also use this tense for other kinds of temporary situations, even if the action isn't happening at this moment. So, do you remember, guys? ¿Se acuerdan que en la anterior, en presente simple, también decíamos que para situaciones temporales? We are going to see the difference because actually we can also use present continuous to talk about temporary situations. Lo podemos usar para situaciones temporales también. So, look at this. I am reading a really great book. Maybe you are not reading in this moment, but you haven't finished the book yet. No lo estás leyendo justo ahora en este momento, pero no se ha acabado, o sea, tú no has terminado de leer el libro. So, es una situación temporal, algo que estás experimentando en tu vida en este momento, es algo que estás haciendo y que no has terminado de hacer, ¿ok? So, I am going to show you the comparison between present simple and present continuous. Look at this. In present simple, we say, I work in a school. I work in a school. Yo trabajo en un colegio. That's part of my life right now. That is going to be part of my life forever. That's part like, yeah, I work in a school. That's it. In this moment, this is happening. Es temporal, tal vez, pero en este momento está pasando, es parte de mi vida. But look at this. I am working in a school. Yo estoy trabajando en un colegio. Is something that is in progress. Is something that I am doing in this moment. En este momento lo estoy haciendo. Puede que el colegio no sea físico porque hoy no estoy en el colegio. Puede que sea el colegio virtual, pero en este preciso momento yo estoy trabajando en un colegio. No es el hecho general de que yo trabaje en un colegio, es que en este momento estoy trabajando en el colegio. Do you understand the difference, guys, or do you have questions about it? You can say, I study English in general. Or you can say, I am studying English. That is something that you are doing right now. En este preciso momento tú estás estudiando inglés. Pero si lo hablas general, I study English. En general, en tu vida, tú estudias inglés. ¿Okay? Questions about the difference of temporary situations in present simple and present continuous, babies? No? Do you need time to take notes up to this point? Yes or no? Do you need time to take notes? No? Say something.
No.
No? Okay. So let's continue. Use number 1, situations or things that are happening in the moment and they are not finished yet. Use number 2 to talk about temporary situations, but this is not like general in your life, but something that has been in progress in your life. Maybe you are not doing that right now, Tal vez no lo estás haciendo justo ahora, pero está como en continuidad. I am reading a really good book. Maybe you are going to read that book for 2 more weeks. Okay? Let's continue. Okay. The next use. We can use the present continuous for temporary or new habits. Cuando tú hablas de presente simple, también dices no para hábitos. Son hábitos, pero son hábitos, mis amores, que son parte de su vida. Son hábitos que siempre tienen. En cambio, cuando usan el presente continuo, a diferencia del presente simple, cuando usan el presente continuo es porque están hablando de hábitos temporales, no permanentes, o hábitos que son nuevos, hábitos que son tan nuevos que todavía no puedes decir que es algo usual en tu vida. Okay? So that's the difference. Present simple, permanent habits, present continuous, temporary or new habits. We often use these with expressions like these days or at the moment. Lo usas no como antes que often, usually, all the time, every Saturday. Ya no vas a usarlo así porque ya no es algo que sea tan permanente. Es algo reciente. Estos días estoy haciendo esto o en este momento estoy haciendo esto. So let's take a look to the example. You're smoking too much. She's swimming every morning. Ella está nadando todas las mañanas. Pero ella no solía hacer esto, es algo nuevo. She's swimming every morning. You're smoking too much. That is something temporary. That is something like new. ¿Ok? Cuando tienen hábitos temporales o nuevos. Questions about the use of present continuous to talk about habits?
No.
Okay.
No, espera, no, ya se pasó.
No. You have some time to take notes. You have like 30 seconds, Samu, because I am going to continue with the explanation. Go ahead. So, my dears, don't get confused, no se me confundan. Habits in present simple to talk about usual habits, permanent habits. Habits in present continuous to talk about temporary or new habits. Are you ready? Did you take notes?
Yes.
Okay, so we are going to continue. Questions up to this point? Questions about the uses? Don't forget that we can also use present continuous to talk about future. No se les vaya a olvidar eso. What did we say? ¿Se acuerdan que les dije? When do we use present continuous to talk about future? Take a look to your notes. When do we use it to talk about future? Who can tell me? For example, if I say, I am meeting my father tonight. What do you remember? When do I use present continuous to talk about future? How can we do it? Take a look to your notes. I explained this the previous class. Para hablar de futuro, ¿en qué momento lo hacemos? ¿Cómo lo hacemos? ¿Qué recuerdan? Tell me, Majo.
Actually, do you remember how it says that como un futuro cercano? Like thinking that we'll do in a closer future. I think they will be saying like that. Like, I don't know, like in a week I'm gonna live on United States. On a week I'm gonna be with my best friend on the house or go to, I don't know, to be on the cinema or something.
Okay, yeah, it is to talk about, you use it when you are talking about the near future, close future, but not like in a week, because in that moment you are going to use going to. That's another kind of future. But for example, something that you are going to do tonight, something that you are going to do tomorrow maximum. So, I am traveling to Panama tomorrow evening. I am eating hamburger this evening. Si ven, no ha pasado, no está en progreso, pero es tan cercano, es un futuro tan cercano que lo usas con continuo. I am watching TV tonight with my father. I am eating fruit in the break. Can you see? Un futuro súper cercano. Voy a hacer esto en este tiempo, pero es muy cercano. ¿Ok? Questions about it, guys? Okay, so let's continue then. Great. So, my dears, I just want you to remember stative verbs. Stative verbs is something that is going to be really useful for you in present continuous. Because I'm sorry, esto se me movió un poquito, but stative verbs are used to express feelings, wishes, possessions. What is the meaning of wishes?
Deseos.
Deseos, possessions. What is possessions?
Posesiones.
And what about feelings?
Sentimiento.
Sentimientos, So guys, they are not actions. So feelings, wishes, possessions, this is not like actions. Esas no son acciones. Y como no son acciones, usualmente usamos el presente continuo ahí. So for example, love, want, need, like. I like watching TV. I need eating a hamburger. I love studying English. ¿Sí se dan cuenta? There is something important here y algo que cambió. Si yo digo I am watching TV, ¿se acuerdan que yo les dije que el presente continuo está súper enamorado de alguien? ¿De quién?
Verb to be.
Verb to be, very good. You can divide it. Pero cuando tú agregas un stative verb like, need, want, love, no lo necesitas. So, I love watching TV. Es como que se lo presto en un momento, pero solo en este caso. I like eating hamburger and so on. Okay? Stative verbs. Questions about it? Esto es como un adicional que les quiero dar, pero no se me confunden. Por el momento sigan usando present continuous with verb to be because they are super in love and you can divide them. Let's continue. Now guys, let's talk a bit about the form of present continuous. So let's begin with the affirmative form. Majo Garcia, can you please help me reading this first part?
From affirmative. The present continuous is made from the present tense of the verb be, am, are, if, and the ing from form of a verb.
Thank you. So guys, look at this. The present continuous, as I was telling you, is in love with verb to be. Remember that verb to be is conjugated in present. So am, are, is by taking into account the subject. So let's check this really fast. I goes with what? With am, are, or is. I what? I am. She,
Is.
we,
Are.
it.
Is.
Okay, they.
Are.
Very good. So guys, don't forget when to use am, when to use are, when to use is. Si por ejemplo ustedes tienen un ejercicio y les dicen escríbelo en continuo y tienes el verbo to be entre paréntesis. Entonces no vas a poner I be, she be, no señores. I am, she is, we are, okay? And the ing form of the verb. The ing form is just adding ing at the end. So we are going to check the examples. The children are sleeping at the moment. Or the children are sleeping. Children is plural. Los niños están durmiendo. I am sleeping at the moment. Jordana is sleeping at the moment. Can you see? Children are, I am, Jordana is. Questions about the structure in affirmative? Or you can say, I am playing the piano. She is eating hamburger. My mom is cooking. Can you see? So, in affirmative, que tienen que saber, sujeto, verbo to be, no se les puede olvidar por nada en el mundo, pónganle un corazón gigante ahí arriba. Verbo to be and verb with ing. No me vayan a cometer este error porque ya lo vi en algunas actividades. I sleeping. Jordana sleeping. My mom cooking. No se me olviden del verbo to be, por favor. They are in love. You can't divide them. Questions? No questions, right? Do you need time to take notes? No? Okay. So let's continue with the next part. Negative. How can you make sentences in negative in present continuous? So, Juan Pablo, can you please help me reading this part?
Yes, miss. We make negatives by putting nor or n after am is or are. The children are not sleeping at the moment. I'm not sleeping at the moment. Jordana is not sleeping at the moment.
Thank you, Juan Pablo. So, yes, guys, how can you do it in negative? Easy, easy peasy. You just have to put the verb to be in negative. Solo pones el verbo to be en negativo, and that's it. It's basically that. So, how can you do it? You can say the children aren't sleeping at the moment, or the children are not sleeping at the moment. Can you see? It's just putting verb to be negative. My mom isn't cooking. My mom is not cooking. I am not studying English. I am not studying English. Si se dan cuenta, lo único con el que no ponemos este empty es con el am. En este caso solo hacemos contracted en el am, pero no en el not. I'm not, I am not. But it's basically that, putting verb to be in negative. And the verb, the other verb with ing, just ing, and that's it. Questions about the structure in negative? Great. Do you need time to take notes? I don't think so because you have already taken notes the previous class. But do you need time? Okay, let's continue then. And finally, we are going to check how to make questions in present continuous. So, Vero, can you please help me reading this slide?
Yes, miss. We make questions by putting is or are in front of the subject. If there is any why,
WH question.
okay, we put in the first position should be is are. Goes to the second position.
Thank you. So, my dears, once again, you just have to switch. Si ustedes tienen sujeto, verbo to be, ya no va a ser sujeto, verbo to be. Van a hacer switch y ahora va a ser verbo to be, sujeto. A menos que haya una pregunta con WH. Recuerden que esas siempre se van a llevar el primer lugar, así que si tienen una de esas, va de primeras y el verbo to be de segundas. Si no, pues el verbo to be de primeras. So we are going to check the examples. Are the children sleeping at the moment? Or are the children sleeping? Verb to be, subject, verb with ing. Where are you sleeping at the moment? Or where are you sleeping? ¿En dónde estás durmiendo? Si se dan cuenta que tengo una WH question, así que pues nada, va de primeras, pero la estructura de la pregunta es la misma. Verbo to be, sujeto, verbo con ing. Are you sleeping? Where are you sleeping? Or, is she sleeping at the moment? So, verb to be, subject, verb with ing. Is your mom cooking? Am I learning English? Is she traveling to Japan? Can you see? Preguntas. Where are you living right now? What are you doing? Are you understanding? Can you see, guys? So, verb to be, subject, verb with ing. Questions about the structure for questions with present continuous? No? Marvelous. Do you need time to take notes? Don't forget to take notes. Don't forget that next week we have our quiz. Okay, let's continue then, because you don't need time, you don't have questions, so I guess that is clear. It's not hard, it's easy actually. So that's it. And now, as you don't have questions, we are going to have some time to practice. So, my dears, what are we going to do? As usual, I am going to be showing you some exercises and you are going to be doing it, okay? So, one by one. Look at this. What are we going to do? In this point, you are going to choose or to complete with present simple or present continuous. It can be positive, negative, or questions, okay? So we are going to do it. Here we go. I am going to call you one by one and you are going to tell me how to complete it, okay? So let's begin with Sophie. Sophie, number one. You have you, come, and tonight. Look at this, tonight. So how can you complete it? With simple or continuous? Sophie.
Okay, Miss. I think is present simple.
Why?
Because it's a question. Es como una cosa que no ha pasado, ¿me entiendes? Entonces, pues.
Exacto, es
Ella
una
está
cosa.
preguntando que si,
Exacto, es
que
una
si va
cosa
a
que
ir
no ha pasado.
en la noche. Entonces, pues no
Exacto,
ha pasado.
no ha pasado. Pero acuérdate que el que usamos para cosas que no han pasado es el presente continuo. Look at this. Remember this. We use present continuous to talk about future. Future, el futuro cercano, ¿listo? ¿Por qué? Porque el presente simple lo vas a usar para hablar de cosas que son hábitos, rutinas, hechos, pero como no ha pasado, entonces es continuo. ¿Cómo lo harías, mi amor? In continuous. How can you make this? This is a question. So go ahead, Sophie.
Okay. I don't know, Miss.
Look at your subject. ¿Qué sujeto tienes? You. Es una pregunta. ¿Qué verbo to be utilizas con you?
Do you come tonight?
Una vez más. Es tonight, es en futuro, o sea que es con continuo, y ing, acuérdate. ¿Vale?
Ah, ok.
¿Qué sujeto,
Entonces,
qué verbo to be,
sería
mi vida, qué verbo to be utilizas con you?
do.
¿Ese es el verbo to be? ¿Do es el verbo to be?
Yes, I think.
¿Segura que el verbo to be es do? Porque yo pensaba que do era un auxiliar o hacer. Yo pensaba que el verbo to be era be. Y que lo conjugabas con am y so are. No, lo va a hacer Sophie. Look at this, Sophie. Look at this.
I think no.
Mira el verbo to be, ¿cuál es? Acuérdate, mi amor. No te me vayas a enredar con el verbo to be. Am, are, is, dependiendo del sujeto. ¿Listo? Entonces vamos de nuevo. What do you use with you? ¿Qué verbo to be utilizas con you?
Are.
Very good. Y esta es una pregunta. Entonces, ¿qué es lo primero que pones acá?
Are you come tonight?
Are you coming
Are you
tonight?
coming
Are
tonight?
you coming? Very good. Are you coming tonight? No te me vayas a enredar. Acuérdate que el verbo to be y el ing están enamorados. Okay? Okay, Sophie, thank you. Let's go with Pachito. Number 2. You have he eat rice every day and you have a question. So, Pachito, simple or continuous if you have every day?
Wait. Little Lisa, please.
Every day, daily routine. It is not happening right now, it's every day. Simple or continuous?
Continuous.
¿Seguro?
Yes.
¿Por qué?
Because every day is not happening now.
Exacto.
So-
Y si no es happening now, pues es simple. Continuous, continuidad, progressive. ¿Sí ves? Es simple. Tú mismo lo dijiste. Every day is not happening now. Every day is a routine. Y como es una rutina, pues es simple. Acuérdate que el continuo es lo que está pasando ahorita. ¿Listo?
Okay.
Okay, so how can you do it? This is a question. Look at your subject. What's the auxiliary verb that you use with he? In simple.
Does he eat rice every day?
Does he what?
Eat.
Does he eat rice every day? Very good. No le ponen ese porque tienen un auxiliar. Es un everyday, así que es en simple. Pilas con eso. Does he eat rice every day? Let's continue with Juan D. Juan D, the next one. Look at this. You have the verb you have I space work, but you have at the moment. So Juan D, simple or continuous? Juan D, are you there? Okay, maybe he's not here. What about Juan Pablo? Please help me with number 3. You have I, work, and you have at the moment. So Juan Pablo, this is simple or continuous? Can you hear me, guys? Or no?
Ya.
Okay, so go ahead, Juan Pablo. Simple or continuous? If you have at the moment, si tienes en este momento, at the moment, it's happening right now. Simple or continuous? Juan Pablo.
Es presente continuo.
Present continuous, very good, because it's happening right now. So, Juan Pablo, how can you do it? I what?
I am working at the moment.
Very good.
No, this.
Yes?
Bueno.
No dudes de ti. I am working at the moment. Recuerden, verbo to be y el verbo con ing están súper enamorados. Very good. Let's go with Majo Garcia. Majo Garcia, the next one. You have a space, you have a question. You have your subject, he, come, and you have to London, and you have this word, often. Look at this word, often. So this is simple or continuous if you have often.
It's simple because no is in this moment.
Very good. It is not in this moment, but actually you are using the word often. Es un hábito. Ustedes podrían usar para hábito simple o continuo, acuérdense, pero los hábitos que son permanentes, que tienen often y así, son con simple. Very good. So, Majo, how can you do it?
I think that he is coming to London often.
Pero acuérdate que me dijiste que era simple. El continuo es verbo to be y el verbo con ing, el simple no. So once again, Majo, how can you do it?
Okay, one moment, I see mis apuntes.
Uh-huh. You have an auxiliary verb. Thank you, Wendy. So you have an auxiliary verb that begins with D, Majo.
No, I confused.
¿Con qué estás confundida? Ponle
With
cuidado.
the ing.
Ponle cuidado. Presente simple es el que son rutinas, hábitos, algo que usualmente haces. Presente continuo, lo que está pasando en el momento. Presente simple es el que tú me dijiste que era este porque es often, pero ese es el que va el verbo normal y tienes dos auxiliares, do y das, para preguntas y para negativo. Presente continuo es el de continuidad y es el que está el verbo to be enamorado del ing. ¿Listo? Si este es el simple, acuérdate que es el que tiene auxiliares. Vas a hacer una pregunta, ¿cómo lo haces? Mira tu sujeto. ¿Qué utilizas con he? ¿Do o does?
Do.
¿Segura?
Yes.
No, no, y no la van a ayudar, ella solita puede. No, señora, acuérdate, mira acá. Let me go back to my presentation. Let me go back to my slides. Give me a second. So, look at this. You have do and you have does. You have does, acuérdate que lo usas el does para he, she, it, y el do para los otros. ¿Listo? Does Carmela play the piano? Do we play the piano? Acuérdate, do y does. El does para la tercera persona. So here we go. He es tercera persona, entonces ¿qué utilizas? ¿Do o does?
Does.
Does. Entonces, ¿cómo es tu pregunta? Does
he come?
Listo, así nomás. Does he come to London often? ¿Por qué? Porque es algo seguido, tienes un adverbio de frecuencia que es often, sabes que con he utilizas does, y como tienes does el resto es normal, el verbo no cambia ni nada. Listo, Majo. Okay, let's go with Majo Vélez. The next one. He plays tennis now. Simple or continuous, Majo Vélez. Tell me, Majo.
I think simple.
You have now, in this moment, now.
Oh, yeah, so continue.
Continuous. Samu, no te preocupes que también hay ejercicio para ti, lo vas a resolver, don't worry. So, Majo, continuous, how can you do it then? If this is now, is continuous, en este momento. So, how can you do it, Majo?
He is playing tennis now.
He is playing tennis now. Very good. Look at the next one. The next one is going to be done by Samuel. So, Samuel, you come to the cinema later. Look at this, later. Simple or continuous?
Is present continuous
Why?
because it's an action that in a soon future yes you are going to do that.
Okay, very good. It's a close future, a near future. So, of course, continuous because we are talking about future. How can you do it, Samu?
It could be to the cinema later. So, are you coming to the cinema later?
Very good. Are you coming to the cinema later? Very good. Let's continue with Sari. Sari, did you have microphone? If you don't, yes, great, you have it. So, my dear, the next one. They not come to the party tomorrow. Mira que tienes un tomorrow y tienes un not, así que es negativo. But tell me, tomorrow, is this simple or continuous, Sari?
Okay, Miss, they are coming to the party tomorrow.
Listo, estás bien porque es continuous, muy bien porque es continuous, pero te me volaste el not. This is in negative, ellos no van a venir. So how can you do it? They are
Not coming to the party tomorrow.
very good. They are not coming to the party tomorrow, or they aren't coming to the party tomorrow. Thank you, Sari. Vero, the next one. You have he not play golf now. You have now. So, Vero, is this continuous or simple?
Miss, I think is present continue.
Very good. Continuous because you have now in this moment. Very good. So how can you do it? It's negative. Don't forget. So he
is not playing golf now.
very good. He is not playing golf now or he isn't playing golf now. Nicolás, la que sigue. So, mira, tienes you play, ok, tenis y tienes this Sunday. O sea que está en futuro. ¿Qué utilizas si está en futuro? ¿Simple o continuo?
Continue.
Very good. Y si está en continuo, mi amor, y tu sujeto es you, tienes una pregunta, vas a utilizar el verbo to be con ing, ¿verdad, Nico? ¿Qué utilizas con you? ¿Qué verbo to be? Am, is o are.
Are.
Muy bien, es are. Muy bien, Nico. Y como es una pregunta, ¿cómo la vas a hacer?
Are you playing the gym?
Are you playing tennis this Sunday? Very good, Nico. Perfect. Muy bien. Okay, let's go with the next one. Sofia. You have go to a restaurant every Saturday. Every Saturday. So, Sophie, simple or continuous?
Miss, can you give me a moment? I don't see you screen.
Oh, no. Leave the call and access again, Sophie, please. Let's wait for Sophie.
Perfect, ya volvió.
Yeah? Yeah. Sophie, are you there?
Yes, Miss, I can see your screen.
Okay. So, Princess, this one, you have go to a restaurant, but you have this every Saturday. Is this simple or continuous?
Is continuous?
Are you sure? If I have every Saturday, a routine, something usual.
Oh, is present simple.
Is present simple because you have every Saturday. Como tienes una rutina, algo usual en tu vida, every Saturday, simple. So how can you do it, baby? They what?
In they going to a
¿Y por qué me
restaurant every
pones
Saturday?
going? No, señora. El ing es para continuo, acuérdate. El presente simple es el verbo normal. Otra vez, dale a ver, Sophie. They.
They goes
They
to
go.
a
Así
restaurant
nomás.
every day.
Mira que acá no tienes que hacer nada, solo poner el verbo. No le pones ese porque no es tercera persona, no es ni he, ni she, ni it. ¿Ok? Y como no, y como es tan simple, pues nada, solo pones el verbo normal. They go to a restaurant every Saturday. ¿Listo, Sophie? Ok.
Okay, Miss.
Let's continue. Pachito. She not go to the cinema very often. You have often. So is this simple or continuous?
I think simple.
Simple, very good, because you have often. So how can you do it? It's negative. Go ahead, Pachito.
She. No.
Yes, she.
She.
Negative in simple. Use your auxiliary verb.
She isn't.
In simple.
In simple. Wait, I see my notes.
Of course. No se me enreden, amores. Verbo to be con ing es continuo. Simple, you have an auxiliary verb that begins with D. So she
Don't.
don't or doesn't.
She doesn't go.
She doesn't. Acuérdate.
She doesn't go. Yes.
Doesn't. Acuérdate que con el she utilizas doesn't or does not. She doesn't, continue, she doesn't.
She doesn't go to the cinema
That's it.
very often.
She doesn't go to the cinema very often. Okay, my dears. We are going to stop right now because the class is over.